And in Unit 2, the main topics that we are going to cover is the conditional statements, looping statements, string class, and math class. So basically, whenever we design any program using a programming language, then three types of program can be constructed or three types of logics can be built. So one is the sequential statements you can use. Second, conditional statements you can use. And third, iterative statements you can use to make the program. So sequential statements are the simple statements where each statement will occur after the completion of the previous statement, and in a similar way at the last statement you will get the result. For example, suppose I wish to calculate sum of two numbers, then I'll take first number, then second number, then I'll add two numbers, store the result in third variable, and then I'll display the sum. So which means the sum will be displayed when all three statements previously declared, all three statements will get executed, right? So these type of logics are called as sequential statement logics. Now what about the conditional constructs? When your result is depend on a particular condition. For example, I wish to find out the maximum among two numbers. So one of the number can be the maximum. So if I apply, if A is greater than B, then A is maximum, otherwise B is maximum, which means the output of your program is depend on a particular condition. So these type of constructs comes under the category of conditional statements. And then we have iterative statements. Now what is iterative? When your result can be calculated or can be finally found if you repeat a particular operation number of times. For example, I wish to calculate factorial of a number. So I know that in the previous value I have to multiply something until n times, right? And when this n time will be completed, my factorial will be calculated. So I have to repeat the multiplication operation n times. So these type of logics can be created with the help of the iterative constructs. एक और एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल you wish to calculate the table of a number. So we know that whatever number you have, the table can be calculated if I will multiply that number from 1 to 10, which means 10 times you need to perform the multiplication, and the counter variable value will be changed in that multiplication. So this kind of logic can be created with the help of the iterative statements. So let's start with the first conditional statement in Java. So it is if else, and the rules are same as you apply in the C language also. Like if and you are writing the condition, and if you have only one statement after the condition, you need not to create a block. It is a self block, which means curly braces आपको लगाने का जरूरत नहीं है. And similarly, same rule is applicable for else also. But in case if you have more than one statements under if or else, then you have to make a block of the if or else, which means you have to embed all the statements in the curly braces. Fine. So this we know already. Okay. So if it is true, then these statements will be executed. False, then these statements will be executed. Then with if, we have one more construct that is called as if else if, which means if you have more than one conditions on a same variable, then you can use if and else if command, right? So for example, if A is greater than B, or A is greater than 10, and say A is less than 20. Else if मैंने लगाया A is greater than equals to 20 and A is less than 30. So which means I am applying the conditions on A variable with different type of stopping conditions I am giving. So in this case, any one of the conditions will be executed, and in case if no condition is being executed, then you will come to the else block. So if this condition is true, this part will be executed. If it is not true, then it will go to the second condition. Then it will go to the third condition. And if all the conditions are not true, then it will go to the else part, right? Okay. So let's see one example, and the next construct that we are going to discuss is the nested if, which means if के अंदर आप if लगा रहे हो, if inside the if, right? So for example, this is the condition. If this condition is true, then you will come inside the block, and if this condition is true, then only this part will be executed, right? And if this condition is false, and this condition is also false, then you will come to the else block, right? So let's see the examples of every if. So it is a simple if salary is greater than 15,000, you'll get this message. The same block can be written like this also. You can check the condition and you can store true or false in a Boolean variable, and then you can check the value of Boolean variable. If it is true, then this message will be printed. If it is false, then the else part will be executed if it is there. Or else or nested if के examples हैं यहाँ पर. So if the salary is greater than 30,000, then you will get this message. Otherwise, you will get this message. So simple if or else का example है ये. Nested if को देखते हैं. Suppose salary is initial value of salary is 25,000. Now the first condition is if your salary is greater than 15,000, then check again if your salary is greater than 20,000. If it is greater than 20,000, then you will get this message. Otherwise, you will get this message. ये इसका else है, right? But if your salary is not greater than 20,000, then it will go to the else. And if this condition, the first condition is not valid, which means if the salary is not greater than 15,000, then it will come to the else and it will print this message. So let's check it. 25,000 is salary. This is true. This is true. It will give you this message. Now suppose my salary is say 5,000. So this condition is false. So it will simply go to the else and it will print this message. Now my salary is suppose 16,000. So first condition is true, but the nested condition is false because my salary is not greater than 20,000. So I'll get this message, right? Okay. Now this is the example of if and else if. I need to generate a grade. My initial marks are 70,000. And this is the logic that we have written. So as per the 70 marks is less than 50, you'll get fail. If it is 30 to 60, you will get, it is less than 30. If it is 30 to 60, 59, then you will get D grade. If it is 60 to 69, you will get C grade. And if it is 70 to 79, you will get B grade. So it is clearly shown कि 70 marks हैं, तो मेरा grade क्या आने वाला है? B grade आने वाला है, right? Now as you can see, if my all conditions are not true, then I will get invalid marks. बनाया यहाँ पर and आप भी ट्राई करिए, मे बी आपका मुझसे पहले हो जाए. So I'm going to take m as a variable and the value of m I'm taking as suppose 70. Right? या एक और काम करते हैं, इसको हम random ले लेते हैं. So integer dot parse int and हम a1 0 की value उठा लेते हैं यहाँ पर. Fine. So my first condition is if m is less than 30, then I should get a message system.out.println message should be printed, and then I'm applying else if m is greater than equals to 30 and m is less than say 50. Then I should get a message my grade is say D, and एक और लगा लेते हैं else if greater than equals to 50 and say m is less than 100. मोर और लेस वैसा ही प्रोग्राम है, बस मैं थोड़ी सी कंडीशंस इसमें शॉर्ट कर रही हूँ. ए एंड एल्स लगा लेते हैं इसका. एल्स हम यहाँ पे प्रिंट करने वाले हैं इनवैलिड मार्क्स. इनवैलिड मार्क्स. द प्रोग्राम इज रेडी. इसको सेव कर लेते हैं. एंड नाउ को रन करके देखते हैं. Marks, and suppose I have given 34, my grade is D. I have given 96, my grade is A. I have given 100, invalid. And now I'm going to give 1.2, it is giving error. I'm going to give 0.25, it will give error. Decimal पे भी ये जो है वो फेल दे या इनवैलिड दे, तो इस एरर को मैं हैंडल कैसे करूं? हाउ टू हैंडल दिस एरर? It should not give this error कि if I'm entering the decimal value then it is giving error. What you can do, you can make it double. अगर आप इसको डबल बना दोगे तो आपका वो वाला प्रॉब्लम सॉर्ट आउट हो जाएगा. फाइन. चलिए let's move. Now let's move ahead if you don't have any query. So the next constructive statement, conditional constructive statement, is a switch statement. So if you have a one variable and you wish to check the multiple values of that variable, then you can use the switch statement. But the thing is that the switch statement will not handle true or false value. I mean, a single value can be handled at a time, and the value should match with the type of the variable that for which you are applying the switch case. Now let's take one example. Suppose I wish to check the month numbers, and according to the month number I wish to display the month name or the week name. Fine. So I have taken a variable integer, say m is equal to कुछ भी वैल्यू ले लेते हैं, say 2 ले लिया मैंने, and then I'm applying a switch case on it, say m, and my first case I'm applying case 1, which means I'm checking that whether the value of m is 1 or not. Now for example, if I write here true, then my program is wrong. Why? Because the value that you have given over here should match with the type of this variable, and the variable type is integer, and true doesn't match with the integer, so that is why your program will give error. So you have to see कि आपने ऊपर जो केस में वेरिएबल यूज किया है वो कौन सा यूज किया है, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट आप यहाँ पर केस का वैल्यू दोगे. अगर आपके केस का वैल्यू अलग है और वेरिएबल का डेटा टाइप अलग है, देन योर प्रोग्राम विल गिव एरर. फाइन. सो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस थिंग. ओके, सो मैंने यहाँ पर केस बनाया 1 and say system.out.println, I printed January over here, and then I applied a break statement. Break means come out from this switch, the whole switch, because at a time I wish to handle only one value of n. If it is going to 1, then it should not go to 2, 3, 4 and so on. So you have to apply the break statement over here. Then I applied say case 2, SOP मैंने डाल दिया यहाँ पर FEP, and then I'll write break. And suppose 1 भी नहीं है, 2 भी नहीं है, then I have written default over here, which means अगर 1 भी नहीं होता है, 2 भी नहीं होता है, तो default में मैंने जो print करा हुआ है उसको आप print कर दो. So I printed invalid over here and the switch is closed. Fine. So in this way you can write the switch statement over here. So let's see one example. Grade वाले पर ही एक example दे रहे हैं. So I have a grade variable and the value I initialized it with B. Okay. So I have given a variable grade with the switch. Then my first value is A. It will print this, then break, then B. So obviously I'll get this message and then it will come out from the switch. The statement is input a number, print it is positive or negative. Okay, positive, negative or 0. You have to handle this. And the compulsory condition is use only if else if. ये आपको दिया हुआ है, आपको केवल ये यूज करके प्रोग्राम बनाना है, इसके सिवा कुछ नहीं लगाना है लॉजिक आपको. The same problem it will give over here also, na? Because you have not handled the decimal values. अगर आप इसको डबल या डिक्लेयर कर दोगे तो ये प्रॉब्लम आपकी जो है वो सॉल्व हो जाएगी डेसिमल वाली. Okay. So let's start with one loop also. So we have the different iterative constructs as we were having in C language also. So generally we have a while loop, and then we have do while loop, and then we have for loop. So for making any loop, you require 3 parts. Basically, the loop construct with 3 parts. One is called as initialization of the loop. Okay? And second is called as stopping condition of the loop. And third is called as increment or decrement of the loop. Right? For example, I wish to make a loop from 1 to 10. Then my initial condition will be 1. And obviously, you require a counter for the loop. Counter means the variable which will count how many times you are iterating the loop or how many times you will make the loop. So I wish to run my loop 10 times. So I initialized it with 1. And this variable will be called as counter. And the initial value of my variable is 1. Then I have to apply the stopping condition. Now there are 2 ways. If your loop is increment loop, so how will you identify your loop is increment loop? If it is going from less value to large value, small value to large value, then obviously your loop is the increment loop. But if you have initialized a counter with large value and you're going towards the small value, then your loop is a decrement loop, right? So how will you apply the stopping condition? So when you are moving from a small to large, then every time you will check whether your value is still less or not because you are incrementing it. For example, my initial value is 1 and I wish to go till 10 equals to 10. I will increment my value of I with 1 every time. So my value has become 2. So I will compare. If it is less than equals to 10, then I should increment again. If it is less than equals to 10, then I should increment again. But what about the decrement loop? You have started with the large value and you're going towards the small value. So obviously, if your counter started with 10 and you're going towards 1, then you will decrement the value. The next value of the counter will be 9. So you will compare that whether your value is greater than equals to 1 or not. So this condition, this relational operator you have to mark कि आपको less than equals to या less than आपको लगाना है while incrementing and greater than or greater than equals to लगाना है आपको while decrementing. So right now I'm making increment loop. So I have started with 1, which means the small value, and I'm going towards 10, which is a large value. So I'll apply the stopping condition y I is less than equals to 10. And then whatever I wish to do, I will do. Suppose I'm printing the value of I over here, and then I will increment the value of I with 1. So this is my incrementing loop. Now in the similar way, if I wish to apply decremented loop, which means I wish to print 10 to 1, then what will I do? I take the counter with the large value, and then I will apply the stopping condition, which will check whether my value of I has reached to 1 or not, which means it is greater than equals to 1 or not. If true, then I will print the value of I and then I will decrement the value of I. It is a simple logic. छोटे से बड़े की तरफ जा रहे हो तो इंक्रीमेंट लूप है, आप उसको बार बार चेक करोगे कि अभी वैल्यू छोटी है या नहीं है, तो लेस देन. और डिक्रीमेंट अगर लगा रहे हो तो आप बड़ी वैल्यू से शुरू कर रहे हो और छोटे की तरफ जा रहे हो, तो आप ये चेक करोगे कि अभी बड़ी है या नहीं है. So the condition will be greater than or greater than equals to. I hope a simple logic. ये आप पहले भी पढ़ चुके हो, right? So let's see. These are 3 loops we have. I wish to print 4 times hello. So while loop we have already discussed. I started I with 1 and I applied I is less than 4, which means I will go to 1, 2 and 3. The soon I will reach to 4, it will come out from the loop because my loop is going till less than 4 and less than 4 is 3. So it will print hello, right? How many times? 3 times. I wish to print 4 times. क्या करूँ मैं? 2 or you start I with 0. Will it work? So it will print for 0, it will print for 1, 2 and 3. So 4 times आपका hello print हो गया. आपको जो logic ठीक लगे, you start I with 1 or apply the condition less than equals to, the 4 times hello will be printed. Now come to the for loop. All 3 parts of the loop will be written in a single go. So the I is initialized with 0, then I is less than 4. So I will go with 0, 1, 2 and 3, 4 times. And I plus plus. And you are printing hello inside the loop. Right? So 4 times hello will be printed. Now come to do while loop. When we talk about do while loop, the loop construct will come first and the stopping condition will go last, which means hello will be printed first and the value of I will be checked at the last. So 0, it will print hello, I will become 1, it is less than 4, it will print hello, I will become 2, it is less than 4, it will print hello, I will become 3, it is less than 4, it will print hello, I will become 4, it is less than 4. Okay, now output is same. ये भी 4 बारी print कर रहा है, ये भी 4 बारी print कर रहा है. Now who is going to tell me what is the difference between this and this loop? Okay, चलो एक change करती हूँ मैं. Suppose I made this condition this. Now what will be the output? This will not print anything because you started I with 0. And you are checking while I is greater than 4, while your I is less than 4. So it is not going to work. But in this case, it will come inside the loop, it will print hello, and then it will check the value of I was 0, and you want it should be greater than 4. So it will come out from the loop, which means it will print hello 1 time. So whenever you wish that your loop should work at least one time, then it will go for the condition, then you have to apply do while loop. Otherwise, you can use while loop. And for loop, you can use any time. With the replacement of the while loop, you can use for loop, and it is more easier in comparison to while loop because while has a 3-part and for will have a 3-part in a one go. And then we will apply, in the next lecture, we'll apply certain changes in the for loop. We'll see all the extensions of the for loop also. Whenever